Welcome back to another Retro Shelf video, and this is for a book I got at Christmas 2024 from Amazon. Jesper Juul, Too Much Fun, The 5 Lives of the Commodore 64 Computer. And this is part of the MIT Press Platform Studies series, which looks at a computer format and analyses it from an academic perspective rather than necessarily a gamer's perspective. So Jesper's previous books include Half Real, The Art of Failure, and Handmade Pixels. Associate Professor of the Royal Danish Academy in Copenhagen, has taught at MIT and New York University. His first computer was a Commodore 64, on which he wrote games and demos, and some great quotes there talking about the book. So, essentially, this is a look back at the Commodore 64, and the 5 lives are a theoretical, hypothetical way that the machine was used over its life. So the first life, someone buying it in 1982, might emphasize it's ready for business, 40-column screen, 64K of RAM, use it for basic programming and word processing. Second life, primarily as a computer for games. The third life, for the demo scene culture. The fourth life, an aging computer with the new GEOS software, let it compete in some aspects with more modern 16-bit machines. And the fifth life, people are returning to it, using it for games, design, demos, the lot. So there's some interesting technical facts and figures, photos, talking about the market share of Commodore, how its hardware made it different, what could be done with the book. And so that introduction leads you up to the basic computer, advertisements, early programs, emphasizing the serious side of the C64, the sprites and graphics, the arcade game machine, looking at games, the game magazine Zap there, games published by year, sales held up, and then how to make arcade games on the 64, some of the original ideas that came out for the 64, surreal adventure game and the types of game it was popular for, and then the soul of the C64, the music, talking about how it was important to players and how to access it, how to cheat, how to defy genres, come up with something unusual, the classic games, and then also talking a bit about piracy and game cracking. Then the demo scene and how it became more than just a games machine. Talking about party culture. As someone who went to a party, Jesper can talk about that side of it, technical trickery and innovation with the machine, multiplexing there, for example, different screen displays and how graphics can be moved around, transistor, literally showing how you can access the machine and find the tricks. Then we look at the era of GEOS and the final cartridge free and the later games transferred from the Amiga and graphics that try to be better, and then the new era of homebrew projects like Linus Eckerson's Commodorian, Computer Festival East, why people still use the 64, very good glossary of terms there used in the book, excellent in-depth notes talking about the footnotes for each chapter to give you some more background, the bibliography, plenty of familiar names in there, particularly Brian Bagnall's books, and the index. So, fascinating read, brilliant addition to the MIT Platform Studies series, which I already said I do love the books in that series and have enjoyed reading them. And in many ways, this is the sort of book I would like to have written myself. Could have done it in a very different way, but I think Jesper really does capture something of the heart of the machine, the soul of the Commodore 64 scene, and puts across a fascinating history that does away with this idea that it was just IBM or Apple that was responsible for home computers. And that particularly is important to me because I feel Commodore has been forgotten and needs more credit for what it brought. And after all, by providing computers for the masses, not the classes, Jack Tramiel did have a key pioneering role. Without the Commodore 64 being in so many homes, people wouldn't have been used to the idea of having a computer around, wouldn't have got used to things like going online, playing games, home accounting, word processing, these sort of activities that drove the PC industry in the 1990s. So if you're a Commodore 64 fan, definitely check this book out. If you're a retro gaming fan, check this book out for an interesting perspective. And if you're just into computers in general, have a read, enjoy the other books in the Platform Studies series, and keep watching this channel for more retro shelf, merch stand, gameplay and unboxing videos.